Boom. Go work.
What's going on, everybody? Hope everyone's having, well, I'll be lying if everybody was having a phenomenal night. Obviously, Florida State has defeated the Miami Hurricanes 45-3. I don't remember the last time we've lost by 42 points to Florida State. Or really, we didn't show up for this game at all. It was a really good crowd at the stadium, and it's quite unfortunate these results. I'll be completely honest. If Mario wants to get it right at Miami, by the way, in his post game press conference, he did mention that Josh Gaddis runs a great offense. So I don't think with those comments, I don't think Josh Gaddis is going anywhere. Will Mallory said Josh Gaddis runs a great offense. I don't think so. We were running the football a lot when we were down by like 30 points. So I would have to disagree, Ross. But I honestly think Gaddis is coming back next year as our OC just by those comments by Coach Cristobal.
Yeah, I feel that most of the staff will honestly be back next year. It's kind of how football is if you just look at the landscape, you know. These guys will get more than a season to prove themselves. We got to keep these recruits together, man. You know, we have to keep the recruiting class together. There's absolutely no doubt about it. It's very hard to do when you're losing these kind of games with some incredible talent that was actually at the game. You know, there were some really, really good players at the game. So it burns in multiple ways, you know, not just losing in a game like that, but also realizing that the recruits were live and saw that. I believe they said this was the largest losing margin on the road in our rivals' history.
I will say this. I don't understand the theory of this is Mario's first year, give it time per se, because Brian Kelly at LSU just beat Alabama in his first year. Mike Elko in his first year at Duke University, their football program, not basketball, beat us by 24 points. Marcus Freeman, the head coach at Notre Dame, beat Clemson by 28 points in his first year. Why can't Mario have a game where this team shows up? Because recruiting-wise, go to the 24/7 Sports rankings. We have the second most talent, according to the rankings in the ACC. So I don't understand why he cannot have some success in the sense of beating Duke, beating Middle Tennessee State, beating UNC, not losing to Florida State by 42. I don't understand that perspective. And I'll say this. There's no fan that wants to lose to those teams at all. Every fan in the Miami Hurricanes football fan base thought we were going to beat Middle Tennessee State and Duke. Every fan. And I know for a fact every fan thought we were not going to lose to Florida State this year by 42. By 42. So the whole year one theory, that's year one, it takes time. Other coaches are doing it at other programs.
It just feels like Miami isn't the place that's going to be doing that kind of turnaround to me. That's all. You know, that's just the vibe I get from the way Miami is and the way things have been ran. Who knows? We have a different we have different people in charge now. So who knows? You know, maybe the guy at the top, maybe the AD will make a call in and say, you know, hey, this has to be changed. You know, the offense has to have a drastic change. Want to thank Kylo Ren, Miami Kane, for the $1.99 donation. He said, I called it after AM game. Josh Gaddis is horrible. He's like, this play calling is atrocious. It's absolutely atrocious. what we saw today was just it was embarrassing from not only that though, but from the execution standpoint. Even if we had guys open, even if guys did get a chance, guys missing blocks, guys, it just of tons and tons of problems, man. So many problems.
Ross, I mean, this year has been a nightmare offensively. The only game Tyler Van Dyke really shined in was against UNC for 500 passing yards. Everything else, has not been good.
No,
Jake
no.
Garcia is a completely different quarterback. I mean, last year under Lashley's offense, looked a lot more comfortable, a lot better. He wasn't turning the ball over, you know, the amount he's doing it this year.
He looked a little better even earlier this season for us when we had him in.
Yeah.
He looked like he had more confidence. I'm not sure what the hell happened.
You know, if I'm Coach Gaddis, if I'm Mario, the season's over. Might as well just rebuild for next year. Put in Ja'Cory Brown if you want, because you played him a lot against Florida State.
I was
You know,
surprised. I was surprised he got so many snaps. What about you?
yeah. I mean, early on in the game too, on third down as well, like third and long, they put him in.
Yeah,
He took a deep shot as well. I didn't expect that. So
we know.
Gaddis likes him.
Yeah, he's got a cannon. We know that. It's just the accuracy and decision making is the problem they seem to have with him. But if they can mold him over the summer, that would be more of a Gaddis type, probably a quarterback. A dual threat, not a guy just being a little more stuck in the pocket. But it's still right now. I mean, bringing him in, it's kind of a to me it was a desperation move. Honestly, we were looking for something. We were just looking for some kind of fire, some kind of spark. And I understand making that move because of that. But it's just tough to see the outcome of it, though. We didn't get that fire. We didn't get that spark from any of those moves we made today. Any of the changes we made today. None of it helped. It was all the same. Bad, 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 bad football.
Ross, this whole Miami Hurricanes football team, this whole season has had no energy. There's been no spark, no momentum. It's been a flat program the entire time. And I think what Mario needs to do is just really push out a lot of players, push them away from the program. After the season's over, once the last game hits against Pittsburgh, who wants to transfer? Get the fuck out. You know, just
I
leave.
I believe it'll even be to the point where we actually just are honest with kids and tell them they're not going to get sent. And the Mel Tucker thing, like I talked to you about, multiple times.
Yeah.
We're just going to flat out tell kids, you're not going to get snaps in our system. If you want a chance, you want to get snaps in college football, you're going to have to play somewhere else. And I'm truly, I believe you. Yes, guys will either, it'll either be, well, I'm going to transfer, I volunteer basically transfer, or we approach the players that we specifically decide we don't want anymore on the team, and we let it be known to them that Miami's not the place for them. I strongly agree.
How many players did Mel Tucker bring in his second year at Michigan State?
Oh man, it was a lot. Yeah, I can't remember. If somebody in the chat remembers, please post. But it was a lot. I mean, it truly was a lot.
That's probably, if it's like around
It felt
20,
like
20. Yeah. I mean, it was in the 20s, definitely. It was up there.
it was like 20.
Mario's going to have to do the same thing, Ross.
It was like
He's going to have
24
to do the
players.
same thing.
I think like 24 players or something, dude.
And I don't know who, like next year. I know it's a tougher schedule because this year really wasn't that hard. It really wasn't. Texas A&M, Clemson, and then Florida State. I mean, we shouldn't lose by 42 to those guys. You go 7-5, and you get better. The following year, you go 8-4. Following year, 9-3. Keep it going. Get one more win every year. Because
Right.
that he's going to be here for a long time.
Yeah,
So
that's
we
true.
really got to hope it works out with Mario, because we gave him I believe it's a 10-year contract. And I don't think Miami, if this gets ugly, and I hope it doesn't. I really don't. But we really need him to work out because we went all in with Mario.
It's tough when you go all in like that, especially if there's not immediate results that look at least even half decent. I mean, I can handle battling against certain teams, and stuff, but battle against Duke maybe just because it's his first year or something, but ultimately we should win that game. A battle against FSU, our rival, but ultimately we should win that game, dude. It's none of it's come together. Like none of this season has come together. Whatever vision they had for this team is gone, and I don't know what their new vision is or what direction they're trying to head in. I mean, I honestly don't know what the future of Miami holds, especially on the offensive side of the football. I have no idea right now.
Well, we're going to keep Gaddis.
Yeah,
That's what's going to happen. It's not my opinion. I just, after those comments today, I mean, Gaddis runs a great offense. Mario believes in Josh Gaddis. Now,
yeah,
if Coach Gaddis wants to leave the program for another opportunity, that's a different story.
yeah.
That could happen. That could be your best way of getting Gaddis to leave. But I think Coach Gaddis is going to stay another year if he doesn't want to go anywhere else. And I'd be surprised if anyone does offer him a job. But, if that's the case, you got to go through the portal and get the guys Coach Gaddis wants in this offense. And I would play Ja'Cory Brown a lot more.
We just kind of get the bumps and bruises totally out of the way with him, and just let that physical quarterback aspect kind of be our identity on offense.
Yeah, I mean, we don't have an identity right now, Ross.
No,
At
we
all.
don't. We
We
don't. We
don't.
don't. We don't have an identity at all. That was actually one thing that I was thinking before we came on here live was, what is our identity? What is the Miami Hurricanes identity this season?
Punting the football, special teams, kicking field goals to beat UVA.
I mean, having to kick overtime or field goals and field goals and field goals to get into overtime and then win with a field goal in overtime, stuff like that. This is this whole talk about how it was really hard by running that offense and it wasn't Gaddis. I don't know if it's just because of our quarterback situation and the current players we have, but I don't know if that rings true more now than ever.
Yeah. I mean, it's, it sucks because tonight was a great opportunity, Ross. You had a sold out stadium. You had so many recruits at the game. Brandis Ennis was there. Marcus Fletcher. So many recruits were at this game, Ross. It was a great opportunity to showcase this program against your rival in Florida State. It was a golden opportunity.
We got no touchdowns in 8 quarters, dude.
It was a golden opportunity, and we didn't even show up.
This is a home game, bro. I mean, this was a home game, and the FSU side was so much louder. I mean, it was just it was sad, man. It was sad. It truly was. Almost from the jump, it was sad. It was, so like you said, do we really, right from this starting point going forward, do we just do the Ja'Cory Brown experiment right now?
Nothing to lose. We're not going to a bowl game. We're not
Yeah.
beating Pittsburgh. We're not beating Clemson. I mean, shit, are we going to beat Georgia Tech?
Just kind of run a completely different offense, something with a little kind of a option style even, thrown in there. It's the only really, I don't know what other choice we have. I mean, Garcia's confidence seems to be shot, so we can't put him out there. At least Ja'Cory offers the physical upside, and we know he's got a cannon for an arm. It's maybe it's time. Maybe it's time that we just kind of give up on this season and realize that it's time to develop for the future. We can't be thinking that we're going to have success even winning out the rest of the games. It's not going to be a good season. So it's no matter what, this is a bad year. No matter what happens going forward, yes, we can turn things around and things can look a little better, but it's not going to be a successful season in any shape or form.
I know you've been in contact with recruits, Ross. What's kind of the feel? What do you get from them so far?
That there is going to be some heavy change at the University of Miami, like we spoke earlier about the Mel Tucker kind of a situation. Um, that is that seems to be a strong sentiment.
Yeah, I agree. I think Mario hates this team. Not all the players. He likes very few. But I really think Mario doesn't like a lot of the players on this football team. And you're going to see a lot of players transferring. I'm not going to say names, obviously, but I think everyone can agree that some players that haven't really gotten a lot of playing time this year are going to be leaving.
No doubt about it. I mean, unless there's guys that are young that they're saying, hey, this is your opportunity. Actually, we're getting rid of the guys in front of you. We want you to get this opportunity and stay. Those kind of situations could happen. But guys who are just off the map, like you're saying, basically, just no chance in getting snaps here, no matter what. I mean, it's time. It's time to make those moves. It's we used to have these feel good stories. Remember, they'd bring in the walk on to make some kind of production for us and stuff. We were at that point where we're at the feel good story crap of the season, dude. And it's a shame. It's just a damn shame, dude. I feel bad for these players right now. I feel bad for the way that they're being coached, honestly. I think we have a team with a lot more talent than what we have on the field right now, than what we're seeing.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, I
not a
agree.
lot, not a lot, but we are more talented than what we're seeing. I
Yeah,
think our
we're more talented than Middle Tennessee State, than Duke.
yes,
We're more talented to the extent of not losing to Florida State by 42.
yes,
You
yes.
know, like we lose to Florida State, okay, fine, but not by 42.
Middle Tennessee State, bro.
They beat us by 21.
They
Duke
pushed
beat
us.
us by 24.
The Middle Tennessee State pushed us around. It was crazy. Like it was crazy to witness that as a Miami Hurricanes fan. Um, like guys are saying, bring in the replacements. If this team wants a chance in the future, it's time to start playing the young players and get the bumps and bruises out the way. We got a donation here. Lakers all day dope. Thank you very much. $4.99 donation. We have to fire the offensive coordinator and the defensive coordinator. Look, guys, I know that a lot of fans want that. I know a lot of fans want that. It's just not what I'm hearing. What's going to happen? Honestly, I'm sorry. It's not what I'm hearing, anyways. Doesn't mean it's not what I'm hearing is true, but it's just not what I'm hearing right now.
Once Mario said Coach Gaddis runs a great offense after today's game, for me, that solidified my opinion of not seeing Gaddis leave the program next year unless he wants to leave for another job.
Yeah, I mean, they must think that the different route with quarterback will be the ultimate change for them or something, because there's no other way that you can change an offense that's this bad. It has to come from the quarterback spot. It can't be from a running back. It can't be from a wide receiver. It has to come from a quarterback. And I mean, if they think Jacurri's the guy, then they got to ride with that, and they got to deal with the ups and downs. James Kane, thank you for the $1.99 donation. He said no more man coverage, no more bunch formations. Boom, 100%. I 100% agree. I 100% agree.
We can't play man. We can't play
We
man
can't. No,
against Middle Tennessee State. We couldn't play man.
I mean, did you see how far Ivy was when he got burned on that? I mean, of course, there was no help with Al Blades over the top safety, but did you see how far behind Ivy was, dude, on that long touchdown? I mean, it was crazy. He had no chance. He had no chance in impacting that play.
It's his last year of football at the University of Miami. He did make a great interception, but I best of luck moving forward, man. You know, it is what it is at this point. There's going to be a lot of players that, I mean, I'm going to say it, guys. James Williams, I'm sorry. I don't think he's a safety. I don't think he's a safety at the collegiate level.
Can he please wrap up when he tackles?
He does
Can,
he uses his
oh God,
shoulder every time.
I know it's this. It's this high. It's
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 every
this.
time.
It's every time. It's this
It's
highlight
a really
thing.
bad habit.
It's a highlight thing, when you get that pop on that guy, and he gets dropped right onto his ass. It's a highlight thing, dude. And he's not in high school anymore, though. All those hits aren't going to happen. A lot of these guys are stronger than he realizes. And he's a big dude himself, and he's strong. But these guys are big and strong as well. And he's got to learn to wrap up, dude. He has to learn to wrap up. I'm glad that they didn't give him that what was it, that helmet to helmet call late in the game,
Right.
because I mean, he didn't deserve that. It was just, but that was another example of a shoulder hit.
Yeah. Um. Anything else you wanted to talk about, Ross? I mean, like I said, I just the only solution I see is playing the young guys, giving them a shot. The season's over. Who cares if you make a bowl game or not? And just hit the transfer portal hard and finish recruiting.
We got to finish recruiting strong. I mean, it's almost like, winning out isn't going to be the recipe for winning recruiting. We have to be like on these recruits and let them know that they are the reason that change is coming to Miami. I mean, just winning out isn't going to impress everybody. We have to be the savage recruiters that we know we have. These guys, I mean, they're getting paid a lot of money, a whole lot of money to recruit, to bring in a lot of talent. So, we should definitely be looking at a very good class, regardless of our record. We do have a $20 donation from the Woods. Thank you very much for the donation. Said if 80 million gets you this, Bama must be paying billions then. Sad to say our low cost staff was better than last year. I'm mentally drained from the cardiac canes. Goodwill be goodwill be on my to-do list if the things don't change next season. Yeah, I have a feeling that a lot of fans are going to be upset if they continue to see the same coaching staff. And like I said, I believe that this staff is going to be back. Honestly, I really do. If there is changes, minor changes, it's just because guys might have got bigger offers elsewhere, and better paychecks. But at the University of Miami, at their current positions, I think guys are staying. Honestly.
Yeah, I don't think recruits will jump ship because this is a golden opportunity to play right away at every position.
Oh
I
yeah.
mean, even Jaden Rashada, it's like, hey, like if it makes sense, why not start him? If he's worth it, if he looks better than everyone else.
This is an absolute. You're right. This is an absolute golden opportunity for these young players to come in and to show it. I mean, the way they're talking and the way they're boasting and stuff like that. Online, to show that they're dead serious about it. We've heard it so many times. How many times have we heard? This is the class that's supposed to do it. Look, the big talk. All the big talk from the social media, from all the players and stuff like that. But the thing that's different to me this year, Paul, is that we're not even close to a winning team, and they're still talking about the fact that they're Canes and that they're going to stick with us. And I haven't heard anybody even mention jumping ship, even considering jumping ship yet. I honestly, not that I've ran across. I mean, of course, I haven't talked to every single recruit that's committed to Miami in the 2023 class, but every recruit I've talked to, They say that they're not jumping ship, and as far as they know, their teammates or the rest of the class isn't either.
And just a reality check as well. I mean, one recruiting class isn't going to change a program. You have to,
No.
get recruits every year
Yeah,
to change a program. That's kind of how they do it in the SEC or at Ohio State. Every year, they have strong recruiting classes and they develop those players. So that's got to be the goal at Miami moving forward in baby steps. The Atlantic and Coastal are going to be gone next year. So now you're paired up with basically everyone from the Atlantic, and the top two make it to the title game.
yeah.
So, I think 7-5 is a fair goal next year. I think that's how we have to think as a program. And try to get one more win every year. Try to get better.
Especially if
Win
we
the games
play,
you're
yeah.
supposed to win.
Especially if we play the young guys. If we go that route and we let these young guys truly get, the type of snaps that genuine starters get. Um, I see nothing wrong with that. I don't see how this season can get any worse. Honestly, I really don't. It would to see the young players in would actually give me more hope for the future than it would just to see this same crap over and over again. These same boring, washed up attempts to try to bring in guys who we know can't cut it. And I would much rather see the younger guys in. At least it would give me hope. Maybe we don't win games because they make mistakes, because they're young and they're going to make mistakes. But hell, let them get out there and get that experience, man. Let's get that stuff out of the way so when next season comes around, these guys have something under their belt that they can actually say, hey, like I've got experience from this. I've watched film on this. I've actually learned from this mistake because I have experience on film to learn from. Game time experience, not practice. Game time experience. So I mean, seriously, man, that's the only way we can go. It's the only way we can go, in my opinion. If we don't, and we continue this route, I'm worried. I'm really really worried about the team, dude. I'm worried about the future.
Well, I'll say this: if Mario can't get it done at Miami, I don't know who else can. We'll figure that out by year 5. No, it didn't take Kirby 6 years. They went to the national title game year 2. It didn't. It didn't take him 6 years. After 7-5, he went to the national title game or college football playoffs, whatever the hell it is.
Yeah.
So it didn't take him 6 years. He got there.
Yeah.
So it was pretty quick. And Mike Elko beat us by 24 in his first year. So it
Yeah.
took Mike Elko 1 year to smack us in the face. And Mike Norvell, it took him. What is it? Is he in year 3 at Florida State? Where is he at?
I think
Wherever
he's
the hell he is.
year 3, I believe. Yeah.
Year 3, year 2, whatever it is. I mean, he just beat
Year
them by
2 or 3.
42. And they've competed against Clemson, NC State, and Wake Forest as well. So
It's
he's Mike Norvell's. He's getting better.
it's pretty amazing what he's been able to do with the quarterback situation there at FSU. I mean, we looked at it as a garbage pile when all this first started, and he's turned these guys into a winning program at the moment right now. They are a winning program. They're not winning, double digit games or anything, but as they are currently a winning program, and we're not. And that stings, man. This game stings, bro. It hurts, man, to lose like that, dude. To FSU, man, to the Seminoles. It hurts, man. It sucks. We have to go a different route, or this season is just I mean, it's already a bust, but we have to go a different route, and the time is now.
The only fear I have of this year was that the Middle Tennessee State game was bad.
Brian Gunn.
Losing to Florida State by 42 was bad. Losing to a first-year head coach with Mike Elko was bad. That's the only thing is that my only fear of this year, my only really concern was you're a first-year head coach and other first-year head coaches are outperforming you at different programs.
I know, man.
Can you make that big jump next year, or just can you make a jump at all? Right? Because Mario did go 4-8 his first year at Oregon. His second year did better. Can you make that switch from 4-8 to 7-5? Can you do that?
He's gonna
Can
get
you
his
do that?
chance to. He's gonna. We all know he's gonna get his chance to. I mean, it's guaranteed. He will get that chance. But other than that, though, like I said, I believe the staff will still be around, at least the majority of the staff, and we'll see a lot of the players gone. I think that's just kind of my
Oh yeah,
my final statement.
I
Pretty
agree.
much on tonight.
Once the Pittsburgh game's over, I think you're going to see a lot of players hit the portal, and I don't think Mario cares if they leave. I don't.
Yeah, man. Yeah. I kind of covered everything I was going to cover for tonight, dude. It was just it's a rough night, bro. It's a tough loss, a tough loss, and I just hope we hold on to these players in the class. I hope we hold on.
It definitely was not the season we expected, and hey, let's hope the best for next year in the sense of getting better, bringing in players from the portal, and make a bowl game and win a bowl game next year. Whatever the record is, 7-5, 8-4. If you go 6-6, you go 6-6. But
Bro, we
we
win a
need to see
bowl.
improvement.
We win a bowl game. I'm a happy guy right now, man. I mean, at the state of Miami football for the last 20 years, we win
Yeah,
a bowl game next year. I'm a happy fan, bro. Straight up.
yeah. But yeah, that's it. It's a wrap. Miami loses 45-3
Yeah.
against the Florida State Seminoles, and I think we play Georgia Tech next. So that'll probably be a very interesting game
Yeah, I really don't know
in
what to
Atlanta.
expect out of that. I'm not sure what to expect out of it, especially not knowing what our quarterback situation is currently going to be.
Yeah. But hey, thank you everyone for stopping by the show tonight after a really, really brutal loss. I know it's not easy. Shit, it's not easy for us just talking about every loss. Every game seems like a loss. We haven't scored a touchdown in 2 games, Ross.
Eight
Like,
quarters, bro. We're eight quarters of
well,
football.
technically, if you want to count the 4 overtimes.
Yeah, jeez, I mean that's just it's mad. That's madness, bro. This day and age, especially,
Yeah.
it's just madness. I mean, I saw a glimpse of the SMU score, and I was just like, dude, I face palmed. I was like, dude, because that offense was humming. They were already at like 40 some points.
Yeah. It is what it is. Let's hope for the best with Mario. Get in some guys from the portal, and I think Ja'Curry should be the right quarterback moving forward. Never know. It doesn't hurt just to give him snaps. I mean, you've used him already. He's not going to redshirt. Might as well play him. Garcia's probably going to transfer. Tyler Van Dyke was not in pads at the end of the game. You know, It's time to start fresh. It's time to
Yeah,
start from the beginning with Mario, and go from there.
yep, definitely. Then that's pretty much how I can end this show, saying the same damn thing, pretty much, dude. So I've covered everything I need to.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for stopping by. Thank you so much for your donations, everyone. We greatly appreciate it. And yeah, let's hope for the best with Mario Cristobal.
Yes, going
All right.
going forward. Yes, let's